Welcome back to iRacing Roads Pro episode 3. This one had everything: pressure, chaos, and one of my biggest moments so far. Let's jump into it. As you can see, we're approaching the start-finish line for our first time lap. We're in the Formula V at Lime Rock Park. This is not really the standard combo I go for. I'm not the best in a Formula V. I think because of the slowness of the car compared to other Formula cars in rookies, you really have to carry speed well because you can take a lot of corners flat. That's not really my best subject. I think on the brakes I'm alright, so I think having a car that's slightly quicker so the braking zones are a bit more valuable suits me quite a lot. Approaching the finish line for our first lap, we're up on the Delta. It's not going to be that bad. Cross the line with a 104.9, can't complain, not the best, not the worst. But our second lap, abysmal. It was so bad. As you can see, really low on the Delta. It's going to be in the 106s, no one cares. Really bad quality, so I'm going to join you on the grid and let's see if we can gain some positions. Right, we're on the grid, 4 red lights, and we are green. Not the greatest start from me. We've got a bit too much wheel spin. I'm not too happy about that. But the main thing is we haven't lost a position, and we do have a little bit of space to hopefully avoid all the carnage that is surely going to happen. And lo and behold, as we get through the first 2 corners, there is some iRacing murder right in front of you. You love it. And as you can see, the driver behind just tucks it down the inside. I don't want any contact early on in the race, so I'm just going to let him slip by, not lose much time defending. The main thing is, can we just keep up? As we're approaching this tricky chicane, I'm also concerned there could be some issues, and as you can see, there's a bit of smoke coming from that car and some contact in front. We've sort of avoided it. Another crash in front of us. God knows what's going on. Everyone's crashing. No one knows what's going on. I really just think the main thing for us to do is stick with the cars in front and not lose too much time. I think realistically they will battle. The 2 cars ahead of us are going to fight, so we can just stick with them, try and take off anything that happens in front of us and really gain some positions. We're going to cross the line in 5th place, so we are up 2. We started in 7th in this race, which was not the best because we had really bad quality, but up 2 places on the first lap, you cannot complain. Slightly later on, you can see this purple car in front of us just spontaneously decides not to race anymore, which is a bit bizarre. He had a bit of a moment. This puts us right on the tail of the blue car, and we're going to chuck it right down the inside and get another overtake. Puts us up into 3rd. You love to see it. I cannot complain about being in 3rd place. But this will put us on the defensive going into the main straight, as the blue car is going to get a big slipstream on us and might be able to chuck it down the outside. Pretty annoyingly though, because of the line he's taken, I wasn't really able to go defensive, but he does look a bit like he's backing out, and we do manage to cling it right around the outside, keeping our position in P3. A little bit of a jump now, a few laps later, takes onto a main straight, and as you can see, the 2 cars ahead of us are fighting and they are going so slow, so we've gained so much into the first braking zone. One of the few braking zones that really matter in a Formula V. Our target now, that purple car in front of us. I know I can take a slightly better line through this corner as he's still trying to attack, so hopefully we can just have a bit more speed on the exit going into the chicane. And we do. As we get him, he is going so much slower than us and seemingly just gives up. I'm not really sure what happened. He just stopped driving, or stopped accelerating at least. He just wanted absolutely no part of that. So now we move on to the white car, going onto the main straight. The main aim, just stick with him, stick close to him, get in the slipstream, going onto the main straight. We should be able to, because of the slipstream being so strong in these cars, we should be able to just breeze past. And we are looking really good after that final corner. In the slipstream, we're going to tuck behind him, move slightly over to the right, inside line going into the first corner. We should be able to hold it. Let's just, yeah, and we chuck the car in. He tried to do a little switch back, but we've sort of planted our car on the apex and we have made it stick. What a move. You cannot complain. 2 positions in the space of about 5 corners. Jumping forward one more time, you can see I wasn't really able to drop the cars behind me. They're going to really both attack me going onto the main straight, and we're going to go 3 wide into the first corner, which you can only imagine is going to go well. We managed to avoid contact with the first car, but then this car just spins in front of us, seemingly on a patch of ice, which spins us off, which is quite frustrating. We get some damage, but we finish the race up in 3rd place, which is not the worst result I expected considering we had a big spin. I will join you for the next race when we're in a slightly quicker car. Going into quali for this race, in a slightly quicker car, the main thing was let's just qualify in a good position, because we did so poorly last race. 7th place was not the one. But it doesn't really go well. As you can see, we're up on the delta, but straight off the track, invalidating the lap. And to be quite honest, our 2nd lap was not the most eventful either. We're just going to cut straight to the last lap. We are going to cross the line with a 58.5, which you cannot complain the most about. It's not the worst quality I've ever had. Let's see how we do in the race. Right, we are gridded up, 4 lights, and we are green. Again, not a great start, but this time we might actually lose a position, and we do. We are side by side with the car that started 1 place behind us. Can we hold it into turn 1? We're trying to really go narrow on the corner, and we can. He's backed out. He did not have it in him. Not the worst start to a race. Let's see what we can do from here. I think really the main thing is sticking with the cars ahead like before. These cars are a bit trickier to drive. They are quicker. There is going to be mistakes from other drivers. We just really need to make sure we are in position to make them count. As you can see ahead of us, 2 cars off. That will not be the worst. We will take extra positions for free. I love it when people just go off in front of you. Gives you 3 positions. It's a nice way to start a race. And as we cross the line after the first lap, we are tucked behind the car in front, but we are in 5th place. Can we make any more inroads in this race? That is the main question. Just need to stick with these car ahead. But as we go through this next corner, as you can see, we are going to have a massive step. So we are definitely not going to make any inroads having driving like that. But we move. Hopping forward a bit, we have been able to stick with this car ahead of us. They are not the quickest. I know I'm quicker. We're going to be much later on the brakes going into the first corner. Is that door open? It isn't, but he sort of bottles it and moves out of the way and lets us past anyway. Sort of a real half move that we could have done, but he allowed it to happen, so you cannot complain at that. But we really aren't able to put the distance between us after we made the overtake, because just a couple laps later he sent it right down the inside. Brakes much better than me. I'm not going to try and defend that too badly because I don't have the facilities for it. The main thing is, can we just try and get that overtake back? We've got to stick on the back of him as best we can. As you see, we're going to stay pretty close going into the twisty part of this circuit, which is positive. He has a little bit of a moment there, which allows us to gain a bit more time. But as you see, this battle with him is causing the purple car behind us to really gain up on us. So I don't really want to get drawn into a 3-car battle, but it seems we've been forced into it. And the purple car is going to try and go down the inside on the second to last corner. But we just about managed to stick it out and stay ahead of him for the moment. We do get a bit of respite from that quite intense battle. As you can see, that yellow car just turning left on a right-hander, which is not the optimal line that I would take, I'll be honest with you. But each to their own. Maybe different lines get different speeds. That one seemingly quite a slower speed. As we jump forward yet again, we're going to go wide on the final corner, which is my suboptimal line that I seemingly take a lot. And again, we are just the maker of our own downfall, same as the last episode. We're going to give that place to the purple car because we just did not do well enough to keep it. Can we stick on these two? There's all the cars ahead of us, you can see. So let's see whether we can get some overtakes done to really bring an end to this quite disappointing race when I thought we were quite quick in this car. And I'll be completely honest with you, although we almost get a car on the line, we did not. We finished that race in 6th, which is quite disappointing, but let's get on to the final race, which is a bit more exciting. A real quick fire intro to qualifying for the next race. We're going to cross the line off our first lap with a 58.7, slightly slower than our last race. Really hoping that we can improve on this second lap, as we are already up after the first corner. Now this lap was quite special, so we're going to stick with it. We're doing quite well, quarter of a second up, gaining and gaining every corner. I just locked in a bit for this lap, which was quite nice. Was able to hit the apex a lot. Was just felt much quicker than I had been. Great lot braking into the chicane. Take it in second. That's the quickest I've probably taken it today. As you can see, going into the penultimate corner, we are just carrying on to gain. All green, that's what I love to see. Bit too much curb compared to what I thought, but we still didn't lose time, so I can't complain. As we go through the final corner, we are well up. We are just going to gun it to the line. As we cross the finish line on this lap, we are going to have an improvement of over a second with a 57.76, and we're going to hop straight to the grid. If you hadn't noticed by now, this lap put us on pole, which is phenomenal. We take the green lights. Can we keep the lead going into the first corner? It's looking ropey, but I think we can. We end the first corner in first. At second place, loses loads of positions, just tumbling down the order, if you can see in the mirror. The main thing is, let's just gap this red car. Do we have facilities for it? I guess we will find out. But we are really giving it our best shot. These drivers were quick and I was doing pretty well, but he just has a look to try and chug it down the inside, but has to back out, which is not bad for us. The main thing is, let's not lose too much time going through the chicanes, because I want to make sure I stay ahead. Again, he's right on our gearbox, looking at a move down the outside, go for a little switch back. We have a bit of a slide. He hits the back of us as well. It's not great. Going onto the main straight, this could be really, really hard to defend. He pulls up alongside us. You do get a bit of a slide strip steam in these cars, and we do bang wheels again. It's not going to be the greatest. We're not going to be able to defend this position. We try to switch back him a little bit, but we don't quite have the space for it. That is P2 and a position lost. A disappointing start. Now we find ourselves in a similar position to other races, where we just need to cling to the car in front of us and make sure we don't lose any more positions, because that could make this race end very badly. But a few laps later, we are right on him still, and we chuck it down the inside. Can we make the overtake stick? Yes, we can. Look in the mirror, he's dropping back. We've made it. And really, this is the beginning of the end of this race. We make this stick and we just pull ahead. The only real challenge we had left was approaching back markers, because a few laps later we have completely gapped the car in second place. We're about 10 seconds ahead. But this back marker, we sort of go in the inside because he leaves it wide open for us to get past, but then he sweeps round and I was so concerned he was going to hit me and just spin me completely. But he doesn't, and we can carry on going. We cross the line, first place. This is such a monumental moment. Weaving across the line, our first win in the iRacing Road to Pro Series. What a way to do it. Win from pole. And as you can see, back on iRacing, we're at a 2.8 safety rating. So we are close. Hopefully in the next episode, we will get our D license and we can move on to some quicker cars. I'm a bit undecided whether I go straight into F4 or whether I try a different series like the MX-5s and try and get that D license, and then we move straight in, so then we can do things like car races as well as Formula 1. But that is it from me. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. I hope you did. I will join you in the next episode of iRacing Road to Pro. See you next time.